all of you guys are happy to be out of high school, but today I'm taking you guys back. How many of you guys took a fitness test during high school? I know I did, and I hated the time mile because I would be so sore after, and I just hated running. So this is an ice pack, but I'm not going to be talking about the ice pack. I'm going to be talking about icing. Does anybody know what icing means? Okay. So I'm going to talk about how icing is very important for cross-country runners, and I'm going to talk about how icing represents the cross-country culture and how I identify with the cross-country culture. So after a 10-mile run, me and my teammates just want to lay down on the floor or anywhere we can lay down, but we can't do that because we have to cool down for 5 more minutes and then stretch. If we forget to do any of those things, we get chin splits. Does anybody know what chin splits are? So chin splits are pain that you get right here on your front of your leg, and it's very, very painful when you run. And the only way to get rid of chin splits is by icing. So we get a bucket, we fill it up with tap water, and we put ice inside. And we have our legs inside the bucket for about 20 to 30 minutes, depending how bad the chin split is. So as the time goes by, we keep adding ice to the bucket, and it gets really cold, and it's very painful. But it's worth it. After you take your feet out, we dry it with a towel, and we just let it like air dry, or just wrap the towel around our legs. Icing is very important to the cross-country culture because we always do it before we have a race. So cross-country runners are focused on running 3 miles or more at their fastest pace, and if something's bugging you, you have to get rid of it before the race because you want to perform your best. So if a chin split is on your way, you have to make sure that you get rid of it. And we get mad if we don't perform our best because that's just always going to be in our conscious. So now that I've talked about how icing is important to the cross-country culture, I'm going to talk about how I identify with this culture. So when I was in high school, like I said earlier, I hated running. I didn't like to run. So every time we would have the timed mile, I would take my sweet time and walk 4 laps around. I would just walk, so I wouldn't run. So then my friend came by, and she wasn't part of the cross-country team, and she was like, oh, you should join cross-country. It's not all about running. We're more like a family. We do different types of activities. No one's ever left out. And at that point in my life, I was hanging out with the wrong group of people, and I just didn't. I mean, I knew that I was hanging out with the wrong type of people, so I was like, okay, fine, I'll give it a try. So I went to their practices, and I liked everyone in the cross-country team was very, very friendly, so I liked it. Not because, I mean, I didn't like running, but I fell in love with running afterwards because I found a way to relieve my stress, and I found the right group of people to hang out with, and everybody motivated each other, no matter if, you know, deep inside, you know, you didn't do your best. They were like, oh, you know, you did great. You know, you could have done, they'd never say like, oh, you could have done better. No, they were always supportive. So in conclusion, we all learned how icing is important to the cross-country culture and how I identify with this culture. So next time, or I encourage you guys to try something you guys hate. Maybe you guys might end up falling in love with it just like I did. Thank you.